Okay, good morning. A few requests recently for some hints and tips on two things. First is potting, and the second is pitching. Let's start with the pitching first. Let's try and hit it to a bat here. It's a sort of place you'll end up quite a lot. Just off the edges of greens. I should do. Right. Okay. With most balls, I'm using one of the old balls from the Showdown. Yeah, so it's a little bit more of the same sort of specs as most of you use. 3.5 spin. That's kind of where most of you are. So I'm trying to use something very similar. Right, pitching. This is what I've seen people from our country club doing. I don't even know whether you use spin, to be honest, but you do something like this. Heaven only knows what you do. Maybe something like that, I don't know. It rolls a long way. It's difficult to control. Don't like it. She did quite a fine job of that there, didn't we, considering that's not a shot I ever practice. Right, pitching. Two options. When you're first learning it, I would advise you to go full backspin. I wouldn't play it that way. I will play it with a little bit less spin. What I'm trying to do, see that shot we hit back there? That one carried 10 yards, it rolled 4. When it starts to roll 4, if you've got 13s or 14 greens, you're coming down the slope, you're not quite as far away and you can't get any backspin on it, it's likely to run sort of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 yards. You won't get anywhere near, you won't get up and down, and that's no good. With the pitch, you'll find that it works quite well. Full backspin, this goes 16. And watch the way that it comes out. That's going to be about 15. There we go. Way it comes out there. Let's have a look at the top tracer. Where's the top tracer gone? There we are. It's carried 12. It's only rolled 3. And that was playing it with 100% spin. Take mulligan. I prefer to have the ball rolling that sort of 2-3 yards. You can play it so it just sticks, but try and mess around with the spin so that you get just the right amount of roll. If that ball has the hole anywhere in that path between landing and stopping, it will go straight in. It will go straight in. Another shot you can play from there is the flop. The flop, you need to aim sort of about 20 degrees to the left. Most of the time play it full backspin, and it will go, that's going to be about 14. And there you go. What you can do, not convinced as to how accurate this is, but if you want to avoid aiming to the left, try and hit this this early ding. If you hit that early ding, you need to hit a little bit harder. Oops, I was nowhere near it, but if you hit that early ding, then it will fly straight, and you won't have to deal with aiming left. So, shall we have one more go at this? But let's this time just knock it miles past. See if we can knock it sort of 20, 30 feet past. Right. question that I was getting from a couple of people on the YouTube was, why do I do this kind of moving the arrow about, moving stuff around? Well, the first is you'll notice that the big road sign there actually covers half the line. That's not great when you're trying to work out what you're doing. The second is on greens like this. You can see those dots are moving absolutely everywhere. If you drag this around a little bit, you can kind of focus in. You can see, so what's it doing here? Oh, there's a big arrow, there's a big dot going sharp to the right, just near the hole. That if it was there, you might not see. If it was just in the default mode, you might not see that. It also means that you can sort of drag around and focus on different parts of the line. And in this case, it would go something like this. First thing I'm doing is, you can see I've moved it to the side, sort of out of the way. I'm trying to get as much of the line as possible sort of into one, into the grid, into the line there. I can see that on average it's moving more left to right than right to left. I'll then often go to this view and see if that sort of confirms it a little bit, or sometimes it provokes a bit of extra thought. So I've put the marker sort of where intuitively it feels like it might be. And it still sort of intuitively feels like that might be the case. But there's kind of an interesting bit in the middle here. It's sort of going, it almost looks like it's coming back a little bit. You can see here it's going that way. Here it looks like it wants to come back. And I can just sort of recalibrate a little bit based on that. The other thing you can do, if you've got dots moving everywhere, if you put the pin back in, it's actually quite a nice line. You can see that there is genuinely stuff going left to right in the middle here. And this other stuff was going the other direction. So that's why I pull the thing all over the place. So 22.1 minus 2.5 equals plus 3, which allows for WGT telling you a little bit of a lie on the downslope. It's not really 2.5 because it starts at -1, so that's nonsense. And then I've added an extra couple just to get the just to be certain that we reach 22.6 minus 2.5 plus 3 equals 23.1 times 8/12, the green speed, 15.4. So we will hit this at 15.4 and hope for the best. There we go. That's what we're doing. So I hope that's useful. Thanks for watching.